Dave, can you give us an overview from your side?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank the City of Omaha for putting on, an incredible tournament, and the NCAA. It was just so well run, and so appreciative of everything that y'all have done for us. When we've been here for tonight will be our 15th night in a hotel, and it's just been a great experience to be here this long. Just about the ball game, I thought that, obviously, Abel was incredible. Mixing that fastball 90, 92 miles an hour with that plus changeup, and just showing that fastball enough that kept us out front. Breaking ball was good, didn't throw it a lot, but it really had depth. Just kept us off balance. And, he got ahead of hitters. Some of it as we were chasing, some of it he just spotted it up pretty good. And, we had one opportunity to get him, really, when you look back at the 9 innings, and I think it was in the third. We had the bases loaded. We're down 2-0. I think we had a leadoff double, and then, we ended up getting an infield hit and a walk. And, as a coach, I'm thinking just that we got to score one, let's tie it up, or maybe we can break this thing open and get a little momentum. Maybe we can get him out of the game. And he just did a great job of pitching the 3 and 4 hole hitter, got a strikeout, and then he got ahead in the count, and our 4 hole hitter hit a, kind of a sinking liner to right that was caught. And other than that, we didn't challenge him at all. I don't even know if we hit 2 or 3 balls out of the infield. So that was the story of the game. On our side, I thought Isaiah gave us a couple of pretty good innings. Reindl was a little bit wild, but effectively wild, and Scroggins came in and did a tremendous job. And then Ramage, the freshman, I thought really gave us an opportunity to chip away. They all did. You hold that team down to 4 runs, 5 runs, whatever. I figured it was going to take 8 or 9 today, and I thought we'd score some runs. I thought we'd break loose, but they didn't give us that opportunity. They pitched us extremely well 3 days in a row. So hats off to them. In the 2 out of 3 series this weekend, they were the better team.
Okay, we'll open up for questions now for the student athletes. Please raise your hand, and we will get a mic to you. Here in the back.
Wes Moore, Fox 16. Guys, a great year. What will you think of this year, remember about this year?
Start with you, Carson.
Just the group of guys that we had, we obviously we're very talented, but the mental toughness was incredible. That was tested at the first couple of weeks of practices with all the sled pushes we had to do at 6 a.m. in the morning and all the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this program. I'll remember the guys around me, helping me be my best. The 2 freshmen that were just incredible and had the most amazing seasons I've ever seen out of 2 freshmen. And then our captain that we love so much, Grant, and how he led this team to the finals.
Grant, please.
Yeah, for me, it's the same thing. It's the bond that's all there is. It's not really about wins and losses at this point. I'm going to remember the guys. I'm going to remember everything about them. We have a bond that's going to last forever. I know that. And I think we did a really good job of portraying to what the younger guys, what it means to be a Razorback and, the weight that carries, not performance, not accolades, not anything, but about the team and about what it means to the state. And just to wear that A on your chest, I'll remember that forever.
Justin.
Season kind of came to a bitter end, let a little bit of a bitter taste in our mouths. It's not the way we scripted it, but at the end of the day, man, there's no group of guys that I'd rather go out there on that field and play Game 3 of the national championship with. Everyone has my back on this team, and going forward, we have a bond that'll last a lifetime. I know if I need anything, I can call any one of these guys, and they'll have my back. And same for them, too. It's amazing to be around a group of guys this great.
Okay, next question. Jim, back here.
Just for any or all the hitters, could you guys talk about what made Abel so effective today?
Heston, why don't you start?
Abel, he was throwing all of his pitches, commanding them all well, and he was keeping us all off balance. As Coach Van Horn said, with his fastball, but then he'd also challenge you with his off-speed changeup, or he'd flip a breaker in there for a strike every once in a while and just kept the hitters off balance the whole game.
Grant?
Yeah, this is the same thing. He used his fastball just enough, and I think a lot of us had trouble seeing it, and seeing his off-speed stuff, changeup or breaking ball. And yeah, he just kept us off balance just enough to where we couldn't have a big inning or anything.
Carson?
You couldn't predict what he was going to do. He had command of all three pitches, and you got to credit him. He pitched lights out today, and he was just on. He had command of all three pitches, which really helped him.
Okay, why don't we go back here first? I saw him first, then we'll get you.
I just wanted to ask, did you guys ever felt like you recovered mentally from last night carrying to the game today?
Anybody you want to direct that to?
I'll take Cook in the middle.
Okay, Grant?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we did. I think the message was really good. We came in this morning, and once we got to the field, it was still light, and it was still we remembered the message from the night before, and you just got to get that sour taste out of your mouth. That night that it happened, and then show up to the ballpark and play the same game you have all year. I mean, 70th game or whatever. It's you learn to flush things pretty quick, and I don't think we had any negativity at all going to that game.
Okay, we're up here in front.
Just, Carson, summarize the 3 games and what they did pitching-wise that kept y'all down, because y'all had hit all year.
They just kept us off balance. They threw just like Abel did today. They threw just enough fastballs. They located their fastballs inside on hitters, and they just kept pounding us in and then soft away and just keeping us off balance. They did a great job.
Okay, any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, we'll go with Bo. This will be the last one for this session.
We'll start with Carson, all three of you, if you'd comment just on the fans and the run it's been, and just embracing everybody's passion and excitement as you guys made a run for a national championship.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. The amount of support that we've had throughout this whole entire College World Series, and even the Super Regional, 15,000 showing up at Baum Stadium is incredible. And then you get here, game 1, and it feels like it's Baum Stadium again, and then it was carried all the way through till the finals. And the fans just have such a passion for this program, and the whole reason behind that is just because we don't have a pro team, and we are the team, and because of that, we are expected to be excellent, and that's what we were this year. We came up a little bit short, but it was a heck of a run, and we are so thankful for all the people that have helped us and have supported us.
Grant?
Yeah, it was incredible. I don't think I could have coming into college, asked for any more from fan base. They keep you honest. They're so passionate, and that's what you want. At the end of the day, win or lose. And it's just I'm glad to know that I have no regrets. There's not a place that I would have rather been, and a fan base that I would have rather played in front of. So it was incredible coming out here to Omaha, making this run, and hopefully through this we laid a foundation for the future.
Eston?
They both said it pretty well right there. I feel like it's the best fan base in the country baseball-wise. We're playing a super regional through Baum, and each game we're packing out 12,000 plus through a 3-game series, and we show up here and playing in the College World Series finals, and our fans make the trip up here to Omaha. You just got to be thankful to have a fan base like that. And on top of that, it's exciting as a player to be able to show up to a game and play in front of a fan base like that. It just makes your experience a lot better through college, because me coming to Arkansas, that was one of the things that made me want to come here, is how much the fans love the Arkansas Razorbacks. And they honestly taught me a lot this season on what it is to be a Razorback and how passionate they are about Arkansas baseball.
Guys, thank you. Congratulations on a great season. We'll we'll have questions for Dave here. Carson, that's a great patch. Okay, first question for Dave. And we'll start with Lee.
Dave, Lee Barfnick from the World Herald. What did you see from your guys from the time they got up this morning? Did you feel that they had flushed away last night, or were you seeing things that gave you concern?
Well, you know, I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to tell by just looking at them, you know, what's going on in their mind. You know, I think, yeah, there was probably still a little bit of that what if and disappointment. It's only human nature for that. But at the same time, you know, we had a good hitters meeting. Guys showed up for breakfast. We gave them a window. They kind of let them sleep in a little bit. And, you know, just pregame was good. You know, it just seemed like they were locked in. I just think that we never got that hit. We never got anything going. And, you know, so yeah, I mean, who's to say? I mean, I don't think we'll ever know. You know, if Abel hadn't have thrown so well, you know, maybe it's a little different story. But he just didn't give us a chance, really.
Okay. In the back. Can't see. Okay, Jason.
Jason Patterson, Island CWS. Coach, I know it takes some distance to get there, but what's your initial thought on putting this season in perspective? Obviously, any season that ends here in Omaha is a good one. Can you just talk a little bit about what your team accomplished this year?
Well, we talk about that in the fall. You know, when the season ends, you want it to end on that field right there. And, you know, when you make it here, you're down to the final 8 and you got a chance. And, you know, we thought we were going to have a good team. We knew the SEC was a league that was going to be older, and it was going to be a battle to even win our division or league, you know. But we did feel like that we had a chance to play in Omaha, and you know, we stayed healthy. We didn't have a lot of depth. We didn't have enough depth in our pitching staff or position players, to be honest. I mean, we played the same outfielders pretty much every game all year, and same DH, and had a few guys there that we mixed in and out early, but. You know, I guess, you know, it'll probably take me a little bit of time to sit and evaluate it because I'm already thinking about how we're going to get back here. I'm thinking about the roster for next year and who's going to sign and, you know, things that are going on in your head, you know, when you're still trying to win a championship. But just proud of the way they played. You know, he won 48 games playing the schedule we played, one of the top 2 strength of schedule, you know, that was played. And, we won a lot of games, a lot of close games, and we learned how to get here. We learned how to battle and get through some things, and that's why I kept thinking, you know, maybe the 4th or 5th inning we're going to break this thing open. It's all going to change, and it just never happened.
Okay, next question for Dave. Back in the back.
Coach, the players talked about laying a foundation. The bar's already pretty high for Arkansas baseball. Do you think this maybe takes it up a notch to where, you know, it's...
Yeah, I mean, whenever you play for a national championship, I mean, you only have one more step, and that's to win it. And I think that we will one day. I think we'll be back soon. That's our goal, and that's what we're you know, we're trying to do every day. We walk in the door at the ballpark, working to get back here to play for a championship. I think that the foundation was laid with Coach DeBryan, a lot of the great players, and we've continued to elevate and year to year. And there's been a step back here and there, and that's normal with draft and injuries and just the way the ball bounces sometimes. But for the most part, we've been pretty solid for a while now, and you know, it's you know, we feel like we're one of the top programs in the country year in and year out. We're a team that if you fall into the same regional with us, you're not happy about it, and that's what we want to be.
Okay, have John in the back.
John Diatawa, Omaha World Herald. Dave, Carson mentioned the inside fastball, just their ability to command that these last 3 days. Was that the key for you in terms of keeping your guys off balance at the plate, or I guess what did you see over these 3 games against
Well, I think that they did try to pitch in, but they also threw a lot of off-speed pitches. You know, I think about their number 2 starter. He was topping out about 88, throw out 84, 85, 86. That was his fastball, cut fastball, change-ups and sliders. And, you know, the first lefty, he'd get up to maybe 93, 94, but then he'd throw you a lot of change-ups and sliders, and they're out of the zone, you know, and we finally figured it out, laid off, and we got him out of the game. I just think they threw a lot more off speed than we've probably seen in our league, but we kind of knew that. It's just the key for them was they got ahead of us, and we swung at some pitches that were out of the zone when they were ahead of us. And, I mean, they fooled us a little bit.
Okay, over there.
Coach Eric Sullivan from the Buzz. In between innings, when you're, not hitting the way you think you, do you coach them, or do you kind of don't want to get in their head? And I know it's a big time game here. What was that process tonight?
Well, it varies. We had a couple little meetings in there, and maybe just go up to one or two guys here and there when they come back by. Coach Thompson is basically our hitting coach, so he's working with them all the time and talking to them. He's got charts, the way they're being pitched. They have meetings. You do your best you can to adjust. This game is about adjusting throughout the game, and it just didn't happen. They just couldn't figure him out.
Clay?
Coach, would you go through kind of what Carson has gone through this year and what he's meant to this team and just his performance up here too?
Carson's had a really good year. The last couple of years he'd started out doing really well, and then he really tapered off. I remember 2 years ago he had 8 home runs the first month of the season almost and didn't hit another one. And this year he's just been steady. His batting average stayed in the, 330-something most all year, and that's hard to do. And just been a very good defender, made most of the plays all year. And, really good job for a guy that, came here as a catcher and an outfielder. Then he played some shortstop, third base, second base, and we settled in on second last year, and he learned the position this year. He was SEC first team, infielder. So did a good job of leading players, and, gets excited every now and then. You got to calm him down, but I'd rather have it that way than a guy that doesn't show much, in certain situations. So it's been a real pleasure to have him in the program for really 5 years now and watch him grow up and develop into a young man. And, he's going to get married this January, and I told him I was looking forward to being in his wedding. And, it's bittersweet, when you have guys that you've been around that long.
Okay, this will be the last question, Bo.
Dave, how do you take in what happened last night, being that close, and then just when you're walking out of there today, just kind of being here 7 times as a head coach and knowing how hard it is to get here? How are you processing all that right now?
I'm okay. I feel bad for the kids. If I don't win another game, life's going to go on. I mean, I wanted those guys to have that championship. I wanted to win that championship for Coach DeBryan, the former players, the state. I'm good. My life's great, to be honest with you. I'm a lucky individual. So, yeah, I mean, it just makes me want to get back, take another shot at it. So, like I said, I was on the phone recruiting this morning and talked to Coach Johnson about it after the game. I mean, it never stops, I mean, the phone's usually on. And how are we going to get back here? We got to fill some holes. We got to get better. I mean, I could break every player down. Some kids got to learn what off-speed pitch is. Some guys got to learn how to steal a base. Some guys got to become better athletes. And I got a list of it. And we got to mix the new with the old and take a shot at it again in 19.
Dave, once again, congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you next year.
Okay.